Hello, everyone. So, today, I know it's been a while, and especially for an anime chat, but I am back with this one, and I had this made up for a while now, but because of the new collection set that came out and the English dub, might as well honor it. So, maybe you know what I'm talking about if you've seen Funimation's advertisement for the show that I think came out either last year or the year before that. But we are on to Brothers Conflict, which people will argue over the main character because of just how she is. Basically, the plot of Brothers Conflict is a young girl, Emma, or Chi. Her father or her father or her uncle. No, her father gets married to a young woman who ends up having 13 young males. And 13 or 12, something like that. I'm terrible with math or everything today, so please bear with me. And she ends up moving into their home, and just like any other harem, they all start getting feelings for her, whether they're romantic or not. The saying, basic, the problem I have with the show kind of may be revolved around is a good setup. You have all these fantastic characters, but I don't feel like it's at its full potential. Meaning, the setting is very minimal, which is their home, maybe a few shots in high school, and there'll be other shots around the town. I just don't feel that they're using everything to the fullest. So sometimes it's hard to figure out where is it taking place and where should we be focused. But the two main areas are the house that they live in, one of the brothers' apartments, a park, and a hospital. Now, the many characters that the show has. Now, the girl on the right is Emma, and she is 17, I assume. Now, the brothers, I cannot remember all their names, but they each have a job occupation, and everyone up until him, all of these characters, they're out of high school. While these are the three youngest. And he is the same age as Emma and is in her class. Now, from the top, going across, is Masomi, who is a doctor and the oldest, Yuko, who is a lawyer, Kaname, which is a priest, a Buddhist, Hikaru, which is kind of like a fashion designer. I'm still a little bit shaky about that one. Now, Tsubaki, Azusa, and Natsume, they are the triplets. And Subatsu and Asuna are twins, but they're technically triplets. And Natsume is a game designer, while the other two are voice actors. Down here, Lewis, who is my favorite, is a hair designer. Subaru, which is an athlete. Iori, who is a college student and Catholic, very religious, kind of. Then we have Yusuke, a high schooler. Futo, a singer. And Wataru, which is a very cute 5-year-old. And then we have Julie, the somewhat squirrel chipmunk thingy that she and Lewis can understand, but no one else can. And can also do a weird changing thingy, and I don't it's weird. It really is. Now, compared to the manga and the anime, the design isn't actually that much off. If I tried to see if I can find like an image that they both have in it, I haven't really read that much of it, but I did kind of look into it to see how much different it is, and also to see how the story ends, because currently the show, even though it ends, and in my opinion, shouldn't really have any more to it, it doesn't really end the story the way the manga does, where she actually does end up with one of the brothers. And it's like an all happy ending, la la la. But compared to like the artwork, it's not that much different. It really isn't. But to also know that this is actually a visual novel as well, the characters are sharpened and more in depth in the visual novel than the manga and then the show. And I really haven't seen much with the visual novel as well, but the characters and kind of with the soundtrack as well, where they kind of split up half the characters, or like 2 games, I think. If I remember or recall, there are 2 games, and it splits like the brothers in half based on like red or pink or something like that. And in those games, you have those brothers to pick from. But I think the manga and the anime follow kind of like the same storyline, while the visual novel kind of doesn't. Either way, sorry about that. I kind of lost my train of thought for a second, but out of all 3 of them, I do think that the designs, starting off with the visual novel and how it worked down to the anime, I do think they got ow, fuck. Sorry, just hit my fucking face. It got worse, but it's not that bad. It really isn't, and they do have OVAs, which actually bring more of the romance side to everything, which I thought was a good thing, and it made things seem more logical. So I suggest checking out the OVAs if you actually seen the show or read any of it. The soundtrack is what we're listening to now. These designs, by the way, are what is in the visual novel. And they get, I know it's very hard to see, I'm very, very sorry, but they do get sharpened up a lot. So I kind of like that, and it helps shows their ages better in the visual novel. So, the soundtrack, okay, like it says there, the games are split up into Passion Pink and Brilliant Blue. And it kind of splits the cast up in half, but you're still playing as her. And each soundtrack has their own, or each game has their own soundtrack. And it is actually pretty well, but also for the anime, it's pretty well as well. And it fits, because you have the ending song, which is the cast singing. The beginning is very well done, and I thought it's very catchy. Overall ranking is 7.5 out of 10, with, like I said before, how I thought the show isn't at its full potential, nor is it at where I thought it should have gone, but I'm glad it ended the way it did. And knowing how it's supposed to end and seeing the anime, I do think the creators did a good job, or the animators did a good job, which, because of the ending of the anime, made me want to go and actually find out, so it helps kick off the series. But what I mentioned before with the main character, Emma, people don't like her because she seems really fake. And her expressions are not that big. And she's annoying. If there is an issue, then she'll probably be the one to, like, lay back, nah, I'm not doing, like, she doesn't want to try and handle things on her own. And when she does, she just acts kind of annoying about it. And I just can't help it. I mean, she would be great as a little sister character, which is what she's made for. At the same time, there's something about her that is not right. And I kind of wish that they developed her a little bit more instead of having like a whiny character. So, overall comments, I do think it's a show that everyone should check out. It's a good harem anime. You have all these other characters, the brothers and all that, which really help put different types of characters in, which I think was done very well. The soundtrack is good, the colors are great, and I kind of like the tension between the brothers as well. So, go check it out, see what you think, and if you liked the video, you can like it if you want, or you have a suggestion on any other comments, or, not comments, videos or anything like that, just put them in the comments, that's what I meant to say, and check back next time with the next new video. See ya.